You are watching William Patterson University Television.
Hello and welcome back to the desk. The MLB offseason is all but over now as pitchers and catchers report in just a few days. We have Anthony, Jimmy, Steven, and Joe to break down what's been happening over the offseason. You know, a big trade happened this Tuesday and a former MVP, he was the MVP in 2018, he is sent to the Dodgers. Jimmy, what'd you see from this trade?
Yeah, well, this is probably one of the biggest trades you're going to see in a long, long time. You have an MVP and former Cy Young Award on the move. Mookie Betts, David Price are headed to the Dodgers in one trade. And in a separate trade, Luis Rengifo is also heading there. The Red Sox are getting back Alex Verdugo and Brusdar Graterol in this trade. And also, too, with this trade, two other teams were involved, the Los Angeles Angels and the Minnesota Twins. The Twins received pitcher Kenta Maeda from the Dodgers, while the Angels are receiving Jock Peterson and Ross Stripling to help boost that lineup and maybe get them to a wild card spot. Very big trades, Samory.
I would never have thought that Mookie Betts would be on the go, and he just signed his arbitration deal for $27 million.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of money.
Pretty good.
But, Steven, you know, this is a former MVP. He was an All-Star last season. What'd you see from him this
Former MVP, former All-Star, former Gold Glove winner.
He's a World Series champion,
World
too.
Series champion. Let's take a look at what Mookie Betts did last season. It was a great year for him. His batting average was .295. He had 176 hits, 80 RBIs, slugging at .524, and 29 home runs. I don't get how the Red Sox can just let this guy go to the Dodgers just for that. It's insane.
Joe, did you see anything from this trade? Because I'm still flattered that this trade happened.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I guess what you said was a surprise. You know, 'cause we all thought Mookie Betts could be the franchise player with the rest. You know, as a Red Sox fan, like, this is the guy. You know, he's going to stay on our organization for a while. We're going to build around him. And, well, that's not happening anymore. You know, it's going to the Dodgers. And at the same time, you look at this trade, the Dodgers, they're going all out for this. You know, they're going all out because they don't want to lose anymore in the playoffs. And they think with this Mookie Betts acquired, they're going to go out there and win that World Series.
Anthony, what'd you see?
I love this trade for the Dodgers.
Oh, I love it because Mookie Betts is out of the AL.
Yeah, exactly.
Here, loving it.
But you can get a former MVP, one of the best players in baseball, for Kenta Maeda and Alex Verdugo. Are you kidding me? And David Price, too, is not a bad pitcher. This trade is amazing for the Dodgers. They're my World Series favorites.
It's freaking ridiculous.
It is freaking
Hey, you're not wrong.
As a Yankee fan, though, I'm going to miss David Price. I really am.
Well, we might see him in the World Series, but
Maybe.
A team that was in the World Series last season and won the World Series 2 years ago, the Houston Astros, they were slammed for punishments a month. It's not even a scandal anymore because it did come out in the commissioner's report that they cheated. You know, this is something I never thought I would see. So, Anthony, what'd you see with this?
Well, let's take a look at the punishment here. Big punishment. You got A.J. Hinch and Jeff Luhnow suspended for a year. They're losing 2 draft picks for the first and second year for 2020 and 2021, first and second round draft picks. They're getting fined $5 million. That's whatever. But these draft picks are going to hurt them for a long time.
Jimmy?
Yeah, this team's relied on their draft picks for years now. You remember in the early 2010s, this team tanked to get those high draft picks. Now, unlike some people, I think this punishment's fair. You can't really punish the players for this because then who do you punish? The whole team? The whole team was benefiting on it. Sure, you could punish the star players, but why? Just because they're a lot better? And yeah, maybe they benefited more. But the real punishment came in what the Astros did to A.J. Hinch and Jeff Luhnow in firing them because you saw what that did. The domino effect and how it affected Alex Cora and Carlos Beltran.
Yep.
So I think at the end of the day, this was a very good punishment for the Astros, and we'll see how it affects them.
Steve?
It's brutal. It's brutal. The most brutal in MLB history, in my opinion. Yes, they deserved it,
Well,
but
Pete Rose is like kicked out of the league and won't get in the Hall of Fame.
she should be in the Hall of
And
Fame.
there's an argument there real quick
That's a
about
story
that.
for another day. He should be in the Hall of Fame, but this is brutal.
I agree.
Not having your general manager and your manager, just not having them both is insane. You're messing with the farm system too, so it's not just like short term, it's long term. That's the thing. It's long term punishment.
You know, I didn't think that this punishment would happen. You know, I just thought they were going to let him go by, and
I thought so, too.
They got punished. So, Joe, what'd you see with the punishment?
Well, I mean, a lot of people argue, it wasn't big enough. Some people agree that, that's good enough. You know, but at the end of the day, they lost their general manager also, man. And like I said, Jimmy explained to himself, that hurts the team a lot, you know. They got to go out now, replace those guys. And also, you can't really punish players thinking about it. Because at the same time, the MLB did clarify that if the players if they were truthfully honest, then they weren't going to get punished. So at the end of the day, I guess what they got was pretty reasonable.
Keeping it now with you, Joe. There are 2 pitchers on close to us in New York who are probably the 2 best pitchers in the MLB. You got Jacob deGrom and Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole just signed a $324 million
big
deal.
contract for the Yankees right there.
Yeah, I'll never see that much money in my life. But Joe, out of these 2 pitchers in New York, who are you taking?
Well, I mean, Samory, we look at the comparisons real quick. You know, deGrom, he's 11-8. Garrett Cole, he's 25. ERA for deGrom is a 2.43. Cole, a 2.5. Strikeouts, Cole's dominant at 326. Strikeouts for DeGrom is 255. Innings pitched, Cole is 212, and DeGrom is 204. But listen, right now, he's DeGrom-nating the league. He's DeGrom-nating New York. Jacob DeGrom right now is the best pitch New Yorker, right? Listen, Cole, like I say, I ain't going to take anything away from him. Great guy. But as of right now, DeGrom's coming, he's just he won the Cy Young this past season, right?
I mean, Cole got robbed too, but that's not him. Steven, what you
You know what, Joe? I'm going to agree with you on that.
Yeah?
one. Jacob DeGrom, man, all right. Just like the man Drizzy Drake said, he went back-to-back Cy Young. It's hard to be a back-to-back Cy Young award winner. Not just, though, are these two the best in New York, best in the league, in my opinion.
I would agree.
Best in the league.
Oh,
but
no,
I'm
both
gonna,
pitchers? Absolutely, I agree with
They're
you with
great,
that.
both pitchers, but Jacob DeGrom is just consistently good with a team that's not too good around him, too. He would have had more wins, too, if the Mets' batting was a little bit better, but it's not. But I'm going with DeGrom with this.
I sense a little difference of opinion over here. So, Anthony, what you got?
Listen, it's easy to win 2 Cy Youngs in a row when you're playing the Marlins 6 times a year. You got to deal with the Marlins in a league where there's no DH. Garrett Cole has 326 strikeouts in a league where there is a DH. He's facing the Yankees, the Rays, the Red Sox, the Twins. Garrett Cole's by far, not even close, the best pitcher in baseball.
This man, literally, from July on, was as automatic as it gets. 10+ strikeouts a game. Okay, this man, as the game would go on, if you watch Garrett Cole, okay, yeah, that's right. This man would just get better as the game goes on, and you could say whatever you want. Garrett Cole deserves Cy Young over Justin Verlander, and you could also make a case too that Jacob DeGrom should have lost to Hyun-Jin Ryu. Now, both two best pitchers in the game, in my opinion. These are the two. But I'm taking Garrett Cole over the dominance factor. And yes, Jacob DeGrom, the past 2 seasons, almost has been as dominant as it gets. But when I watch Garrett Cole pitch, I like what I see.
Garrett Cole also pitched in a division that had 3 teams under 500. 3 teams under 500 in that division. I don't know if he can compete in the AL East. I don't know. I'm going to look forward to watching it. He's a great pitcher, but let's see.
We'll see.
Now, it's been a wild offseason for everybody. Jimmy, we'll start with you. Who had the best offseason this season for you?
I'm going to go with the Chicago White Sox. For a team that hasn't made the playoffs, this franchise won the World Series in 2005. They've made the playoffs once since then. That was in 2008. This team went out and they decided to go all in. Yasmani Grandal, arguably the best catcher in the game. Dallas Keuchel, former Cy Young Award winner. Edwin Encarnacion can offer some pop, plus other moves to work around guys like Moncada and Eloy Jimenez, Jose Abreu. I think the Chicago White Sox did what the fans want to see, and I think you could definitely see him as a potential wild card.
Quickly, Anthony.
I'm a big National fan this offseason. They get their golden goose in Steven Strasburg. They bring back Daniel Hudson. They sign Eric Thames. They sign Starlin Castro. They sign Will Harris. They did it all this offseason. They're going to repeat as World Series champions.
Joe?
Guys, I'm a big Reds guy, big Cincinnati Reds guy. They got, Mike Mustaka, they got Shogo Ikeyama, they got Nick Castellanos. They got hitting now, and they do have pitching, but at the same time, the Reds are tired of being the bottom of that NL Central, right? They're tired of it, and I think this year they're going to come out for bang.
Steve?
I'm going to have to go with the Dodgers. Back to the Mookie Betts argument. They got Mookie Betts. But not only him, they got Blake Trinan, one of the best underrated closers in the league. In 2018, he had a .78 ERA. So the Dodgers can do it on offense. They can do it with their pitching. They have a great bullpen now. I don't see who's stopping the Dodgers. They were a great offseason for them.
Well, unfortunately, time is stopping this block. But we're going to party like it's 1970 and recap the big victory by the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl 54. Stay with us here on WP Sports Desk.